Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and in this video I'll tell you about over 100 foreigners arrested in the Philippines, 3 Malaysians denied entry to the Philippines, find out why, Philippines President Marcos institutionalizes an e-travel system, 9 days into the search for Apollo Quiboloy and he's still missing, plus much more. Let's go ahead and jump into our main story. But if you're new to the channel, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. We're making our way to 5,000 subscribers. Here's our main story. The Philippines Bureau of Immigration reported the arrest of more than 100 foreign nationals in an illegal online gaming hub in Cebu City on Saturday. The Pogo hub was at a resort in Lapu-Lapu City in Cebu. Also on board the operatives were personnel from the Department of Social Welfare and Development to assist with possible trafficking victims. The raid stemmed from a mission order issued by the BI Commissioner Norman Tansinko against 13 illegal aliens monitored to be overstaying and working without permits in the said location. During the raid, hundreds of foreign nationals were found to be engaging in illegal online gaming operations and makeshift workstations inside the resort premises. The arrested foreign nationals will undergo inquest proceedings and will be temporarily detained prior to deportation. Tansinko said that he believes resort owners should also face charges for harboring illegal aliens in the area. I quote, "We will suggest to the authorities to file cases against the resort owners to allow their properties to be used by illegal aliens in their covert operations. This will serve as a warning to those who might attempt to start illegal online gaming operations, which already has been banned by the president," he added. Another major bust for Pogos here in the Philippines, and this time so close to home, just by the international airport in Lapu-Lapu in Cebu. So here's the thing, a lot of you guys might say, well, Alex, I don't really care about this Pogo business. None of this stuff really matters to me. I don't get involved in these kinds of things. I'm not Chinese or any of these other foreigners that are working there illegally. But trust me, this has a long further reach than you might think, because this kind of stuff leads to people like myself and yourself, regular travelers, regular people just visiting or staying in the Philippines. It makes our lives a lot worse. Firstly, just from a reputation perspective, right? So this does not look good for any foreigner, anyone living and staying in the Philippines or even visiting, right? So the local people are not gonna have a good impression of foreigners in the long run if more and more foreigners keep committing crimes. Secondly, just for our own convenience, our paperwork and even extending your visas, as a tourist even, lately I've heard a lot of reports, a lot of people going and saying they not even need an affidavit just to extend their stay. It used to be you need an affidavit for if you overstayed your visa, then they'll get you to sign an affidavit saying you're gonna stay here for tourism purposes and all that stuff. But now they're saying they're making it more difficult. As we all know, it's getting even more difficult to get a 6-month extension physically in some BI locations. So all this stems from these kinds of stuff, right? So when large major actual organized crime takes place and people are committing these on just tourist visa, it trickles down to regular folks like myself, like yourself. So yeah, in the long run, it does really negatively impact us as a whole, as foreigners in the country. Also kind of ironic, people online had a field day because the mayor of Lapu-Lapu just last week or a couple weeks ago said there's no illegal Pogos in Lapu-Lapu. So now they've gone ahead and reposted the whole thing. Anyways, kind of a funny thing online. Leave your comments down below. Do you think all this mainly Chinese illegal workers in the Philippines are affecting us let's say regular tourists that are just here to visit or stay and not partake in illegal stuff? Or do you think this is kind of overblown out of proportion based on what's going on with the South China Sea and the Coast Guard illegally ramming into? That happened again, by the way, on Saturday, but I want to cover that. Let's go into our next story. Next up, 3 Malaysian nationals, alleged members of the Church of the Fugitive Doomsday Preacher Apollo Quiboloy, were barred from entering the Philippines. The passengers arrived at Naya Terminal 1 on August 27th. Aboard a Philippines Airlines flight from Kuala Lumpur. The Malaysian nationals, all in their mid-20s, were part of the group of Filipinos who also claimed to be members of the preacher's church, the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, but the Filipinos abandoned them when the group was referred to further immigration inspection. Quote, "Our immigration officers discovered their intent to participate in anti-government demonstrations being staged by KOJC members who are protesting the ongoing manhunt for Pastor Apollo Quiboloy," Immigration Commissioner Tansinko said. During the interview, the Malaysian nationals claimed they were invited to Davao City by the KOJC, but were unable to provide proof of financial capacity to support their stay and admitted they were unemployed. One of the passengers revealed a screenshot containing various anti-government slogans such as BBM resign, stop KOJC injustice, and AFP PNP protect the people. When questioned about the screenshots, the passenger claimed she accidentally downloaded the slogans from her social media account. Yeah, that makes sense. The BI has placed the 3 Malaysians on immigration blacklist, effectively banning them from re-entering the Philippines. If you don't know by now, please, if you're a foreigner, do not partake in any government rallies in the Philippines. If you're not a citizen, and even at that point, very few foreign citizens in the Philippines, I highly doubt they care to participate in some kind of activism like that. It's not our place. Let's be honest. It's not our country. It's not our right to protest against the government of a country we're just visitors at. Do not partake in these rallies or any kind of protest because you will be deported and blacklisted at the least. Speaking of Corbuloy, the search is still going on day 9. Reports say they're halfway through their search and 60 police officers have been injured so far. Okay, yes, a lot of police officers in Davao City around that compound still. A lot of protests going on. There's still no sign of Corbuloy. Next up, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has officially established the e-travel system as a standard procedure for all international travelers and crew members in the Philippines. This system, created to simplify international travel process, will be used to border control, health monitoring, tourism analysis, and more. A group led by the Department of Information and Communication Technology, DICT, will manage and improve the system, which now includes the features like a single QR code for customs and immigration and forms of overseas Filipino workers. The system is funded by the existing budgets of the involved government agencies. I kind of like this. I mean, we're all living on our phones now. Ideally, I would not want to do this, but I think it just makes sense for any country to go ahead and kind of streamline the bomboclat. What is that, a gunshot? Somebody hunting out there in the bushes? Anyways, getting back to what I was saying, I think it's okay, it's fair. I think it's good to know where anybody coming to your country, where they're staying, what they're doing, if they're actually being a tourist, because the Philippines is pretty lax right now, I'd say, as far as tourism goes. Whenever you fill out any of those like forms or coming in, there's very few actual corroborating steps where they see if you actually booked a place. Even the onward ticket, a lot of us, let's be honest, we use certain websites to go ahead and bypass that onward ticket, returning home. Anyways, let's not get into that. My point is, this is good to streamline everything because I've used the QR system recently. It's pretty straightforward. You just scan it, you fill out the information. It's all the stuff you normally fill out during your nothing to declare form we usually get when you go into a new country. So not a big deal, just fill it out. But leave your comments down below. Those are just my thoughts. What do you think? Are you okay with this like streamlined e-travel system for everybody in and out of the country? Or do you think this is a little bit too much invasion into your privacy? Or privacy, depending on where you're from. And then 15 Chinese scammers arrested in Chonburi, Thailand. 15 alleged Chinese scammers have been arrested in Chonburi province for defrauding fellow nationals in a fake investment scheme. The arrest took place on Friday evening where authorities apprehended 14 men and women. Authorities seized 18 computers and 90 mobile phones during the raid. The operation conducted after reports indicated that the scammers were using the Work Pulse application to lure more than 1,000 victims, resulting in losses of over 100 million baht. The suspects were initially charged with working without permission before being transferred to Nong Pru police station for further legal action and deportation. Chinese nationals partaking in all kinds of activities in the Philippines and in Thailand. Now they have this other thing I saw recently in Thailand where they do live streams from like just regular vendors and on the street. So a Chinese TikToker, YouTuber, or whatever social media platform they have over there, because I know a lot of these are banned, even YouTube's banned in China for the peoples, but they simply set up shop with a camera, a tripod, and they do a live stream and they basically sell the product of that person to the people in China. And they don't pay taxes. That person gets to sell a bunch of items. I don't really know the logistics of it, so if you guys know what I'm talking about, I've seen a lot more of this where I've seen like random people popping up in like markets, night markets, and just doing live streams back to China. Yeah, I would love to know what the details are on that, but I guess people trying to make money all over the world, but you got to do it legally, guys. Oh, one last thing, if you guys want me to cover specific stories, go ahead and send your stories to talknowcanada@gmail.com. I've left the link right here. Send me any story you think is interesting, informative, especially for foreigners in Asia. Go ahead and send them to me and I'll definitely make a video on it, or at least include it in one of my videos. And now it's time for a segment, Yesterday Today, where I take a look at our previous video. I read some of the most popular comments. A very flattering comment coming towards myself personally from Stanley Steamer. You're closer to a real journalist than a lot of so-called journalists. Well, thank you so much. I think this refers to me saying that I'm not a real journalist, which I'm not still. Believe me, they do a lot of hard work, real journalism, and also speaking. These videos are like 20 minutes long. I cut them down to half after I take away all my mumbling and stuttering, and It's not very smooth. If this was live, trust me, it would not be going as well as it is, hopefully. But thank you so much. I appreciate the comment, and it means a lot to me. Speaking of saying thanks, I want to thank I want to thank someone that bought me a coffee and says, thank you for all the content. I'm a vlogger like you, and I appreciate your dedication to Asia and the Philippines too. Well, thank you so much for buying me a coffee. I'm commenting on that. If you guys want to buy me a coffee and support the channel, I've left the link in the description. Go ahead and support the channel, or you can just watch, hit the thumbs up, use the super chat, super stickers. Let's get on to a couple more top comments from a previous video. Dana Middleton says, Alex, keep up the good work. Your content is right on point by sharing the current events in the Philippines and Southeast Asian countries. Well, thank you once again. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm happy you guys are enjoying this. And our last comment coming from It's Okay says, only need 20 seconds of your voice. Can legitly copy your voice from this YouTube video and make you say anything. Yes, it's very true. There's a lot of applications, a lot of technology, a lot of tech and computer savvy people that can take any basically audio clip or a paragraph, or like this man says, 20 seconds of me, and make me say anything essentially, and go ahead and do what they want with that video. With that being said, I hope you guys don't, or at least if you do it in a good way, positive way, you know. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you enjoyed this. Leave your comments down below, share them. If you take the time to write it, I'll take the time to respond. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.